Now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He is the athletic director at Canyon Springs High School and a coach. He's been a local coach in our area as well, Justin Remington. And coach, gosh, as an athletic director right now, I feel for you guys because you have such an important role. Obviously, on each of every high school campus needs a very involved athletic director, and right now, trying to manage and navigate all of the changes from week to week. What's it like being an athletic director right now, trying to make plans that we really don't even know if it will come to fruition? What's it like being an AD right now?
Well, it's as an athletic director, we think of ourselves as problem solvers, and we like to have the answers and be able to provide those answers to our coaches and to our student athletes, and right now we really can't do those things, and I feel it's uncomfortable, definitely, but at the same time, we're just trying to roll with the punches because our ultimate goal is we just want our kids to have an opportunity to play, and to be engaged and feel connected again to the school. And and that's been one of the things that's been tough with just the closure, in general, is we've kind of lost that connectivity. We don't have events, from dances to pep rallies to, the games. And so a lot of the students have lost that connection a little bit. So it's difficult for us, but I think it's more difficult for the coaches and for, our student athletes.
Well, Coach, I mean, just for example, so earlier this week, the CIF State office said, hey, we haven't even got public health guidelines from the state level. So, practices, real practices and competitions, basically everything's on hold until we get these guidelines. And those guidelines will likely not even come until January. So, again, going back to being an athletic director, you're like, okay, the plans we had to start some of these fall sports in December, let's go back to the drawing board. And, is it like just one of those deals where it's like, okay, we had this plan, now let's crumple it up and throw it in the trash. Now let's try to come up with a new plan now as we kind of look, I guess, towards January as a potential start date maybe for these fall sports that have been pushed back to basically the winter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, we've started today kind of just canceling everything that we have in December. And we just, we canceled everything through January 9th to this point. And we're just, we're gonna continue to do whatever we can to fit a game in. If we can only fit one or two games in, and that's what ends up happening, that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna do everything that's possible to allow our student athletes to have a chance to compete, and it's difficult, and it does make it hard to plan for anything in the future. But I don't think you're gonna find any athletic director or any of our coaches, not trying to be optimistic and trying to, just say, okay, well, what's next? We're losing these games, but what can we salvage? And that's kind of just our focus is just, okay, we've lost this, we're going to move on. And we're going to do everything we can to try to get a season in.
And Justin, as an athletic director, is that kind of the message you relay to your coaches as well? Is because you mentioned the word being positive, and I know it's cliche, control what you can control. We've heard that quite a bit, but just trying to be positive, just trying to give your students that athletic experience that they want, and pushing forward in case we do have a season. I mean, what's kind of your message to your coaches as we kind of work our way to hopefully what will be a start of high school sports at some point?
Yeah, we just, it's obviously a question we get every day. Coaches, we're doing our athletic conditioning still for fall, and our Board of Education last night just passed allowing our spring sports to come back. And so every day we see our fall athletes coming in, they'll ask us, hey, are we going to have a game? Are we ever going to play? Are we going to come back to school? And the coaches are asking the same questions too. And it's you want to be transparent, and you want to, obviously, be truthful. But again, it goes back to that. We don't, athletic directors, we don't have the answers either. And it's hard for us to say one way or another. So we just stay optimistic. And like you said, sometimes it's cliche, but at the end of the day, it's just, we're encouraging our student athletes and our coaches to, stay involved in our conditioning. And it's really made a big difference with our student athletes. Our student athletes have had some some issues grade wise, and now that they're coming back every day and they're seeing their coaches, and they're in their little pods of 12, they're seeing their teammates again. You can definitely see that it's making a positive impact. It's actually really showing us how much of an impact athletics has in a comprehensive high school. It is tremendous to see how they responded to it. And you would think that after like 7 or 8 weeks of doing conditioning, you would think that they would be bored, or like, hey, I'm just going to stay home because this is just conditioning, and I'm tired of running all the time. But our coaches really do a great job of making it fun, of, doing competitions within the guidelines, and giving out prizes, and keeping the kids motivated. And you can just see that the student athletes are really having a good time, and that they value at least being here. And again, I think it does say a lot about how important athletics is to the experience of a high school student,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I completely agree. And Justin, let me just ask you this. We'll wrap it up with this, that, the next couple of weeks, is that, as an athletic director, you just encourage especially your fall sports teams, just encourage the coaches to continue the conditioning, continue to motivate and encourage the kids, because, again, we're all being positive. We're staying optimistic that we will have some sort of a season still in front of us. So the next couple of weeks is hey, just business as usual. Keep conditioning. Stay ready instead of having to get ready. Just stay ready, because we don't know when we're going to get that green light. But when we do, we want to be able to be, hit the ground running, really.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think at this point, stopping or just, kind of shutting it down is the direction that we want to go. So we just, the schedule is still in place. We still have a schedule in place. Yes, we're canceling some games, but our league schedule is still intact. And, so I just keep on stressing that, like, there's an opportunity. And with the state taking away, the regional championships and the state championships, that even gives us a little bit more wiggle room to try to get stuff in. So that's kind of the focus. I just keep bringing it back to, to that. There's a chance we're going to play. We got to stay ready, because other schools are, right? Other schools aren't going to stop. And so we need to stay, focused and stay doing those things. But also, making it fun and taking some time off during the holidays for family, and usually more than we would normally we would be playing throughout the holiday season, right? Especially
soccer tournaments and basketball. Yeah.
The day after Christmas, you're back in the gym, right? And so that's going to, I guess, be a nice part about it, is you get to spend that time with the family a little bit more. And but at the same time, we're gonna miss those, I think. And so overall, it's just again, stay positive. There's a chance. We gotta stay, with the guidelines, and do the best that we can, and try to get these numbers down, and that's going to give us a chance, so that's the focus.
Well, Justin, I really appreciate the time. Again, I'm staying optimistic as well. I know coaches and athletic directors and sports show hosts, we're all hoping to have some sort of a season, even if it is maybe just league play, or I don't know, whatever it kind of looks like. And hopefully we'll find out something as we roll into January, as we roll into the new year. But Justin Remington, Canyon Springs Athletic Director here on the Inland Sports Show. Justin, I really appreciate the time. Thanks for the conversation. And hopefully next time I see you, we'll be in a gym or on the football sidelines or something like that.
Yeah, man. I hope so. And, we really appreciate the Inland Sports Show and all you guys do for the Inland Empire sports scene. And, you've been doing it for a long time. And I really appreciate it. And I know, our area appreciates you guys, because, it's needed, exposing our area and our high schools is great. And so we really appreciate what you guys do over there.
Yeah, well, speaking of just being positive, just trying to shine a positive light on the great coaches and teams and athletes here in the Inland Empire, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do that maybe in another month or two. So, Justin Remington, Canyon Springs AD here on the Inland Sports Show.